Baseball. It is the great American pastime. The sport so many people have a childhood memory of, whether it's their parents taking them to a baseball game or just sitting down in front of their TV and watching their favorite team. When people think of baseball, they reminisce of when times were simpler and that spring training meant summer vacation was only a few months away. One of my favorite childhood memories of, especially with baseball, was when I was 11 years old and it was Game 7 of the 2006 NLCS between the New York Mets and the St. Louis Cardinals. It was the top of the seventh inning, and Eddie Chavez made an immaculate catch, jumping over the outfield wall and robbing Scott Rowlands of a home run. Still to this day, it was the greatest catch I've ever seen. And I went crazy watching that play. And even though the Mets ended up losing that game 2-1 and losing the series 4-3, I knew from then on that I would love the Mets and that I would love baseball forever. And if you ask any baseball fan, there's always that one moment that changed everything for them and made them love the sport. But sadly, throughout the years, baseball has been losing its viewership and losing the younger fan base. According to Statistica.com, they state of the Americans between the ages 18 and 34, only 14% avid baseball fans. In comparison, in the same age group, the NFL, there are 27% avid fans, and the NBA, there are 24% avid fans. So many baseball fans wonder why this is, why baseball ranks lower, and if baseball can ever get back to being America's favorite sport. Well, sadly, if you were to ask me, looking at the data, I think football has such a strong hold on its popularity in America that baseball will probably never be able to fully regain its top spot in American sports. However, I do think with a few wrong moves, basketball can be catched and baseball become the second best sport in America. And how could they do just that? How can they generate new fans with a yearly Field of Dreams game? Because this year's Field of Dreams game brought in huge ratings. Baseball, as I pointed out, is about family and nostalgia, and when times were simpler. According to an article by Peterson on the DemiRegistry.com, he says, and I quote, Thursday night's Field of Dreams game was a showcase, an extravaganza, a happening. You can't even dream this stuff up of how magical this night was. The center of the sports universe, at least for one day, was smack dab in the middle of the cornfield way up in northeast Iowa. End quote. But he also goes on to say it was the greatest sports event in Iowa history. This year's Field of Dreams game wrapped up everything great about baseball in one night. Not only was the game great itself, but it also had amazing execution from the pregame all the way up to the dramatic final inning. It grasps that nostalgic connection with the viewer the same way the Field of Dreams movie succeeded in doing. A yearly Field of Dreams game could be a game changer for baseball's popularity. According to the Sportsnaut, when Major League Baseball announced its plans for a game to honor the movie Field of Dreams, everybody was excited. The media market rating immediately indicated the audience size would likely be the highest since a regular season game since 2005. And Fox saw just that. They saw a 135% increase from a typical ratings it saw for a standard broadcast. According to the Sports Video Group article Ratings Roundup, MLB at the Field of Dreams hit a new 16-year benchmark with 5.903 million viewers. And when you look at the graph, that's almost 2 or 3 more million than the next regular season game. It could become that yearly game that even people who do not care about baseball will check out because it captures that nostalgic feeling. If I were to compare the Field of Dreams game to another sport or another sports, I would compare it to the NFL Thanksgiving games, the NBA Christmas Day games, and the NHL Winter Classic. Because people who might not even be fans of the sports or be fans of the respective teams that are playing will tune in and see what all this hype is about. And they become that event of the day where families will gather around and watch and possibly even become new fans or become fans again. Baseball has not lost or not have not been forgotten. This game was not another cornstalk in a cornfield. This game was a breath of fresh air for a 182 game season. This game will be remembered for how it brought everything back that was great about baseball and still is great about baseball. And in a few years down the line, somebody in a bar or somebody on a water cooler conversation will go, hey, remember that Field of Dreams game where Anderson hit that walk-off home run off the Yankees reliever and right into the cornstalk and beat the Yankees? Wow, that game was great. That night was great. I can already see it. So in conclusion, the MLB has such a Great opportunity to win fans back and attract younger generations with a yearly late summer tradition of called the Field of Dreams game. As they say in the movie, if they build it, fans will come.